All right, welcome back to We Are Soccer. Today I have a very good friend of mine, the Michigan State University men's head soccer coach, Damon Rensing. Damon, thanks for joining and welcome to We Are Soccer, buddy.
Thanks for having me. Been dying to get on.
Love it, man. It's your schedule and my schedule haven't lined up here for a few weeks, so it's good to finally get on here and chat. Man, this summer. It's been a little bit of a unique summer, obviously, coming back from last season with the COVID season, we'll call it. How's the summer been? Have the boys come back in good shape, injury-free for you?
Yeah, for the most part, everything's been great. I don't recommend playing pickup basketball 3 days before the start of preseason. So we had one little ankle sprain, but other than that, if that's the worst injury we have all year, we're going to be all right. But it's been good. We had it's been interesting with finishing a real season in mid to late April and then turning around in August. So we really had to monitor the kids in the summer. They really like playing. So like you can only have five per summer team, but we had five guys, I think, playing with DCFC's 23s.
Mm-hmm.
There were some Lansing Common players, a couple guys on the Grand Rapids team and in Oakland County FC. So we just had to really monitor them. I only kind of let them play 90 minutes a week as opposed to multiple games, and then kind of shut down on July 4th. Guys came up on their own July 15th and have been working out with our strength and conditioning and playing pickup basically till preseason. So we've been really happy with the fitness level that the guys are at, and we're in a good spot and excited to hit the ground running.
Wow, that's unique, man. That's a lot different from when you and I were playing years ago. You know, we used to play as much soccer as we could in the summer, and that's interesting to see that you've limited them to 90 minutes a week. But I guess you had to do that, like you said, coming off that COVID year where you ended in late April. It's just a unique circumstance, and the bodies need time to rest, right?
Yeah, they have, and it's case by case. If there are some guys that didn't get as many minutes in April,
Mm-hmm.
we would let them play a little bit more. And just I think different from when you and I were doing it is these guys are training year round. You just have to manage it more. I mean,
Yep.
they're taking maybe December off, a little bit of January, and then they're back at it. We're training 5 nights a week, or we're not training 5 nights, but they're doing something 5 days a week in
Right.
January and then mid-February. So it's pretty nonstop, and that's I give the guys a lot of credit.
Man, it's certainly changed since you and I were in school and doing this, but it's changed for the better. There's a lot more writing on it these days. And I'm assuming a lot of the guys came back, as you said, around that July 15th mark because they want to get better, but it has probably something to do with the amount of seniors and the leadership you have on this team. I went through your roster and it was counted up, and it looks like you've got about 8 seniors and 2 grad students. So a very well-led team coming into the season here.
Yeah, we've got some very good leadership. So of those 10 guys, I think 5 are definitely in their last year. They don't have another year of eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
The other 5 are scheduled to graduate, but they can play another year. So we'll cross that bridge in December. But we got a good group. I think they want to be around each other. They love playing pickup and training together. And so that was really great to get them back July 15th. And look, we didn't have the greatest record last spring. And so I think there's extra motivation. I mean, we did have some very good, I wouldn't call them results, but we were up on Indiana, who is the national runner-up in Bloomington, 1-0 with 15 minutes left. We had Michigan on the ropes a couple times. We beat Penn State, who was a Sweet 16 team in State College. So, but I think this team's got some unfinished business and some extra motivation for sure.
Good. And, I'd love to hear that. And you guys have so far played 2 preseason games and 1 left coming up this upcoming weekend. The 2 preseason games, looks like you guys have really got it together and put the ball in the back of the net and played really well. Are you thinking those are good preseason games? You liking what you're seeing out of it? And then in this third one coming up, you're going to play as if it's a real game. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, we probably play it as a real game. We used to do a green and white, as you can imagine or remember. You don't have to imagine it. You did it a few times. One of the first days of the year, and we've kind of shifted that. We played Schoolcraft, and what I did was just play two different teams and limited everybody to 45 minutes.
Nice.
And so we got a good run there. It's always nice playing a different opponent. Crazy enough, in the last 21 months, Schoolcraft was only our 9th different opponent that we've got to play. So
Oh my word.
Butler was our 10th. So we did that. And then we kind of get a little bit more down to a playing group of 16, 17 guys
Mm-hmm.
for the first 75, 80 minutes of Butler. A lot of times now what we'll do too, like Paul Snape's a good dude and
Yep.
an Oakland alum. We agreed to play an extra 20 minutes no matter what the score was, just to get some reserves a run. And then now on tomorrow, actually, with IPFW,
Mm-hmm.
we'll pretty much play everything straight up and play to win the game. Just make
Love it.
subs as necessary and prepare for our opening match, which is Cleveland State next Thursday.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. You guys start on Thursday, August 26th against Cleveland State there in East Lansing. It's a home game. And then a couple of days later, you've got Akron, who are a very good team, as we all know. But you can't look past Cleveland State because they can do something coming into town there. Opening up on a Thursday night, that's a little unique. Is that kind of how's that happening?
Yeah, so the NCAA, normally the first Friday is the first day that you can play, but they allow an exemption or waiver. And as you know, the college season's pretty condensed. So even if we can stretch it one day and open up on a Thursday night against Cleveland State, we'll do it. And that gives us a little more rest to play Akron on Monday. Akron's opening up on Thursday night against Wright State, I believe. So yeah. And like I said, the more and more money that gets invested in college soccer, the more quality coaches, the more quality players, as you can tell, whether it's international or the development of the U.S. players through the academies. Every game is hard.
Yep.
Sinisha, who's a former MLS player, does a great job at Cleveland State. So we certainly won't look past him at all. And they will give us a hard fought match. And I think our guys are just really looking forward to it. DeMartin is an awesome place to play. It's got a great setting. Our Red Cedar Rowdies hopefully will be out in full force, and we're really looking forward to that match.
Yeah, man. DeMartin Field is, I never got the chance to play on it. Obviously, it was came after my time, but man, I've been there several times, and what an atmosphere. What a field you guys have now. It's not quite old college field, but it is something special you guys have up there with DeMartin Field and the Red Cedar Rowdies. That's kind of fun, man. That is an awesome group that you guys have come out and support you. Do you guys do anything with them, or is that just all student led and you guys just kind of play along to it?
We try to work with them. They've been probably going almost 10 years now, maybe 8 years, but we work with them. We try to coordinate stuff. We help them out with stuff, help them with TIFOs. We got some devout guys. They try to get the students out there. And, for those that don't know, our field is literally probably 20 yards from the Red Cedar River. So we thought the Red Cedar Rowdies was an appropriate name, but they got some smoke bombs that'll go off in the games, and it's a great atmosphere. That field, you're right on it. We've had a lot of non-soccer friends or people that will come to the games because they're big Michigan State guys or just community people, and they're amazed at how athletic and fast and how up close they can get to a soccer game. So if you haven't been to one here at DeMartin, it's certainly worth the drive or bike ride or walk, whatever it is to get to DeMartin.
Absolutely. I highly recommend anybody who hasn't been to a Michigan State game up there, head on up. The games are pretty cheap to get into, and it is a hell of an atmosphere and great entertainment, right? I mean, some of the highest levels of soccer you'll see in the state. So it's great. Speaking of that, one of the hashtags I love that you guys do is Spartans in the Pros. They've got several Michigan State alumni who are now playing professional soccer. One that's kind of struck the eye in the last year or so here is DeJuan Jones playing up in New England for the Revolution. Do you keep in touch with DeJuan? I mean, he's just lighting it on fire. There are rumors that he could be heading to Europe soon.
Yeah, I saw that the Soccer by Ives had the two Bundesliga teams looking at him. Yeah, we do. I do check in with them. We've talked and texted, and he's a great story, and he is killing it at left back. And when he came to Michigan State, he obviously had some technical ability. Always had some God-given athletic ability. But for those listening, and he really worked at the technical part of his game and really put a lot of time, not just in the training sessions, but on his own. So full credit to him. hopefully we created an environment with really high quality matches and training sessions that helped boost him and prepare him for that level. But I think also him as an individual deserves a lot of credit. He puts the time in. He's an awesome human being and great
Nice.
teammate. So we love seeing the Spartans tear it up. And New England is just they're killing it in the MLS.
Yep.
It's neat. There's a bunch of college guys. I love that to
Yep.
see guys, whether it's Farrell, McNamara, Buchanan, Jones, Polster, the goalkeeper Turner. They're all college guys, and
Yep.
I think people look. There's a lot of different routes that you can go, and this country is starting to realize that. I think if you can start out, if you're a Pulisic, a Rainier, college is not for you. You should go overseas and do it, and even some of the younger guys skip it. But make no mistake, you look at that team that won the Gold Cup. College is still a very important piece to this puzzle. It's not the only piece, but I think we can still really contribute, and we're continuing to show that, whether it's in MLS, whether it's Stefan from Maryland, being the backup goalie at City. You go down the list, and if Dewan goes over to Germany, there's another 4-year college player who's signing contracts in Germany.
Absolutely, 100%. I think you're 100% correct that a lot of the college players in years past have gotten looked over, but now it's coming to the forefront that it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there, and whatever path you take, and college is a great one. And I have no doubt that you and your assistants put great training sessions together for Dewan, because he got to the pros and he is succeeding heavily right now. It is so fun to watch. One of the things I really like about the roster you currently have, man, the majority of those kids are from Michigan. They're Northville, Brighton, Lansing, DeWitt, Detroit, Hamtramck. You guys have done a really great job of recruiting in the past couple of years in the state of Michigan. Typically in the olden days, back when you and I were playing, we'd get a majority of the players from here because it was easy to recruit and we had good players. But now it looks like you guys are focusing on you're succeeding with all these Michigan players. Has that been a focus in the last couple of years again?
It has been for us, for sure, Craig. I mean, what I say is I'm not sure if we could win a national title or a Big Ten championship with just Michigan players, but I can tell you we won't win one without them being the core of our program.
Right.
Even when we went to the Final Four in 2018, we had 7 starters from the state of Michigan, 2 from Chicago and 1 from Indianapolis, and then our Danish kid, Patrick Nielsen, who transferred from Cincinnati. But we even had 10 Midwest kids, and that's something we take pride in. I was given an opportunity as an American player to play at Michigan State and develop, and I believe at Michigan State we can recruit the top players. But what I've realized is we've got a lot of good clubs and a lot of good players and youth coaches in this state, whether it's the Wolves, Vardar, Midwest United, the Novi Jags, and others, the Nationals. So we're continuing to get better youth coaching, better facilities. With all these indoor facilities, players are playing year round in Michigan. And so we certainly do our homework and want to try to get the top kids in Michigan. And there's a pride when we go, out to Tulsa this year on September 11th, that we represent not just Michigan State soccer, but Midwest, the state of Michigan. And there's certainly a pride there.
Absolutely. I absolutely love to see it. We talk a lot on We Are Soccer about the local talent here, and it's just fun to watch the talent keep growing and the kids getting opportunities. And you guys have done a phenomenal job of recruiting, and I guarantee you're going to continue doing that in the next couple of years. And you continue on the path you're going, you guys are going to be right back there, right back in the College Cup. And I have no doubt you'll be winning it one time soon. You guys got a few new assistants in the past year or two. You've had people move on. I know Coach Kale moved on and is now coaching as a head coach. Kylie moved on as coaching as a head coach, and Ben Pierman. You remained as the head coach. You've had some great assistant coaches come on who keep moving on. It's almost like Tom Izzo, right? You've become the Tom Izzo of our soccer program, where you're the coach who teaches all these other guys, and then they go off and find these other head coaching jobs, and then their programs succeed as well. It's really been fun to watch. The coaches you have under you this year, good guys, good coaches. Looking forward to getting it done with them.
They're terrible. No, they're awesome. I'm really fortunate, Joe Ahern, who, I grew up in St. Louis, also grew up in St. Louis. So we've known each other. He's been a head coach similar to Kale, which is always nice. He was a head coach at a Division II school in Missouri S&T and did a good job there. So they understand what it's like to be a head coach and how things go from black and white to 26 different colors when you make decisions. And so he's great. He does a great job with the recruiting. He came from Northwestern, so he knows the Big Ten.
Yep.
Really, really lucky. And then, his wife Katie and 4 kids are awesome too. So we've got a great assistant. And then TJ Kolba comes from Akron, and so obviously he's been very successful there. He was an assistant at both Wright State and Cleveland State when Cleveland State went to the NCAA tournament, and he's really good with the video, tactical, and communicates well with a lot of our players. And then Nick Berry is our goalkeeper coach, who is an assistant at Albion, and he does a great job as well. So I'm fortunate, but like anything else, when we went to that College Cup in 2018, I also lost both assistants within a month. It takes a little time to get in a groove as a staff, and we feel like we're in that now. And again, the pandemic, didn't allow us to do certain things together as well. But I really like the guys, and they're good soccer people, but they're just good people, and they represent Michigan State really well.
Good. I love to hear that. I love to hear that still that Michigan State has that family atmosphere and just kind of brings in good people. That's what they've been known for. That's what we've been known for, right? Michigan State, good people, family atmosphere, but winning as well. So, Damon, we could talk all day. I got so many questions. I'd love to delve into things like the video analysis you guys do now compared to what we've done. Each of the players. There's so much we could do. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you guys are preparing for a game this weekend, and then next week when you open up at home against Cleveland State. So for now, I'll just say thank you again for joining. Very much appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully the boys stay injury free and we can watch you boys in the College Cup again.
Look for it. I appreciate it, and what a great show you have. And I'll come on anytime, and maybe we'll do a whole segment just on all the technology and what we do here, because it is crazy, and it is amazing the resources that we have for these young student athletes. But thanks again for having me.
I'm going to take you up on that because I want to come and see myself. But for now, thanks, Damon, and good luck this year. Go Green.
Go White, baby.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.